This is Darius Asday, writer and director of the short film Dope. Talking about who the main audience for the film would be. When writing the film, I didn't really have any kind of demographic in mind, but I thought that it would probably be directed more towards males, teenager and older. So I think getting this feedback was very interesting, so I could assess what could have done better, who it's going to appeal to most, and just what I thought was good, what everyone thought of it.
Probably about an 8.
As this is the first work I've seen of this person, I'd say 6.5. 6.5, maybe 7. Obviously, it's such a short film. I'd like to see more. So that's a good point, I suppose. Really.
8.
I would give it a 7.5.
Yeah, I understood the whole storyline.
Do you think it was a good storyline?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, the storyline was clear, and like I said, I'd like to see more, or the whole film sort of thing, not just one scene.
Yeah.
Do you think it was a good storyline?
I did, yeah. I thought it was pretty interesting. It kept me gripped.
I thought it had some really good moments. I really liked the storyline.
Yeah, it created a lot of tension in the in certain scenes that needed it.
What genre would you say the film was?
Not too sure. Drama, maybe?
Yeah, I think the music at the beginning was very melancholy, and then I think when needed, it had the suspense in it as well.
Overall, yes.
Yes, I did. I thought it created quite a lot of atmosphere and tension.
Probably sort of youngest age group, so about my age-ish.
Do you think any correlation between male and female?
Probably more male.
Well, I think it would have to be an 18 because of the language and the violence. So I'd say from 18, up to 40, 45 probably. And I suppose young men, if it was a film in the cinema.
Not my parents. But yeah, people of your kind of age.
So mainly males?
Yeah. I'd say females, but there wasn't anyone good looking on it, so...
I think this film would appeal most to young adults and men, I think.
Yeah. Breaking Bad.
Why?
Why? Well, Breaking Bad's also about sort of drugs, but it's about crystal meth, not dope. And this, I wouldn't say the storyline's similar, but there's some elements of Breaking Bad that's incorporated in this film.
Not a particular film, because to be truthful, the storyline's not unique, but obviously that's just that scene. But if it was the whole film, I'm sure there'd be a lot more to it. And I suppose the sort of detective series that used to be on or are on TV now, so it could be an episode of that.
No.
Not that I can think of.
That's hard to say because it's so short, but saying that, it did make me want to see more. It wanted to know more about the characters, and it showed you a little bit of how they got there, but I think it could have then had the story could have been each of their characters and their lives expanding from it. So yeah, I think it would make a great feature-length film.
Yeah.
I would.
I think some characters are more believable than others. Like Adam's character, I thought was really good. I think Sal's character lives up to his name. I think some of the acting could have been a little better by Jacob, but apart from that,
I think the character Jacob was brilliant. He looked the part, sounded the part. Yeah, great. I think the others weren't actually gritty enough in their language and their facial expressions. They weren't gritty enough, and they were a bit too well spoken. But Jacob, brilliant.
Yes. There was one person on there, there was a cameo, which I wasn't too keen on. I think he's called Darius.
Yeah, that's it.
But apart from that, yeah, I thought it was very good.
Yes, I do.
From all three.
Yes, I think from all three. Maybe from the lead character that played
Jacob was.
Jacob was a bit less convincing than the other two. I think overall.
I think some of the cuts and transitions could be smoother, and some of the sound effects could be altered a little bit.
I thought probably the language, but obviously I know that's needed in that film and for that scene, so that wasn't any criticism. I didn't think all the continuity flowed very well. It wasn't very smooth going from scene to scene. That just could have been a bit easier flowing and smooth.
No, I think in some of your locations you had continuity errors with the sounds in the background. The most obvious one was the train going past, and then suddenly it wasn't.
I think again the location. If you had a set location that was very believable, and maybe just it being a bit longer.
Not quite. I think he could have been a bit more menacing, really. Probably needed to look a bit more rugged than so smooth. But then, he was very, very rich, and he was looking like the smooth character. So that too conflicted a little bit. I think he could have been a little bit more menacing.
Yes. He could have been played better if it was Darius playing him.
Yes, yeah, I do think.